Paimon feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot springs. The Abyss kind of threw a wrench in our relaxation, though. Still, spending time here really has felt like a vacation. The Kaholosaurs are so nice and so fun to play with. Their bellies are super bouncy. Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon some for the road just this morning, actually. Yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so not much has changed since we first met her.
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last night?
Yep, this area is...
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight, we can eat whatever we catch. Fresh fish is absolutely delicious right off the grill.
Hey, Mualani!
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Wars has returned.
And Kachina? Is she back as well?
Kachina fell in battle. But don't worry, the team was victorious, so the Rite of Resurrection will be held in the stadium soon.
That's a relief. The Abyss is cunning, and it was her first time. Mistakes are bound to happen.
Exactly. She deserves to hold her head up high.
All right, thanks for letting me know. We'll head out in a bit. Jeez, she sounded a little anxious there. Had me thinking it was bad news for a moment.
Mualani, you said the Abyss was cunning just now, but it seems like the Abyss just wants to destroy... Like, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning plan, wouldn't it make more sense to send them to attack Kachina and her... not that Paimon wants them to be in any more danger, it's...
Relax, I get it. The Abyss is difficult to understand, that's... At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity after all, so what capacity for logic or planning could it But through our long history of fighting the Abyss, we've realized things aren't quite so simple. 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Tevat. You know about that, right? That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time. And Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from every tribe to finally repel the Abyss. Even so, the effects of the invasion lingered for hundreds of years, only able to be reversed little. Our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge surging from underground. Unrelenting black winds tore across the lands of the Flower Feather clan. It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe. Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of primal instinct, but its methods are... We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom, and has the capacity to read the memories of this land at any given moment.
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning. Almost like it knows you inside and out.
Yes, and that's why we've been unable to fully eradicate it, even after all this time. Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the various Pyro. Now every tribe is prospering and things are looking up. I mean, just look at what we managed to do a few days ago. We totally fought them off.
You must have had to sacrifice a lot to get to this.
Every battle, every sacrifice is in pursuit of a future where we get to stop fighting. Responsibility, duty, unavoidable burden. Everyone in Natlan views the war differently, but I believe we will be rid of the Abyss one day. And the efforts of all who fought against them will become a story for the ages. To think that my name could survive in ballads passed down to future generations, it's kind of romantic. Everyone has something that drives them forward, you know? We have to. Not only for ourselves, but for our... Anyway, let's head to the stadium. Our fishing trip can wait. The sea's not going in.
Whoa, this place is packed already!
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. It's their moment of glory. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who likes being...
Looks like I'm just in time.
Kanich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it.
Yeah, it's all taken care of.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy. Come on, let's find a spot with a... Let's go somewhere higher up, so...
Warriors of Natlan, heed the call of life. We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and... That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom. Or
What?
What does that even mean?
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the flames.
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the team sent to fight the Abyss didn't win after all. Think about it. The Ode rekindles all victors. We've witnessed it countless times. Since the Archon couldn't find Kachina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this victory than meets the eye.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina beat you in the pilgrimage!
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced. We completed our mission.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe she... Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of Natlan like that? Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the Abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors when she's not even here to defend herself.
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point arguing with the likes of them.
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be a hero.
You...
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? Or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly stop working?
That's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean... Maybe the Wyab interpret victory in different ways?
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No! She's been waiting for this moment for too long. No matter how daunting the situation, no matter how scared she might feel, she's always... We don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then, we'll see who truly deserves glory.
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it. She is a hero worthy of our admiration and celebration. However, the failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled, and to prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth.
I didn't...
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But
No,
even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question. So
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea? I know you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not enough.
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friends sooner, so, what do you...
Of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me in the speaker's chamber.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, Traveler? Rest assured, everyone, I'll keep the tribal chiefs informed on the progress. Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony.
Did she just ask us to come along?
I believe she did. Let's go. I'd like to know what's going on myself.
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan. There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest,
And that means Kachina won't be able to come back?
That's correct. Not until the problem with the Night Kingdom is resolved.
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss. Of doing her part to defend Natlan. She wasn't afraid of death because she knew, if it came down to it, the Pyro Archon would be there whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training. She would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her, and we supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death?
That's not fair, Mulan.
It's all right. I understand your rage and your grief. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind, but please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader picture of the issue we are now. Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of undermining
You mean...
the sacred flame. The foundation of our resistance. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, but if we stop altogether, the sacred flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy we saw with the people of the Springs will only be the first of many.
If we compare the two choices, the former seems to be the lesser of two evils. Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to approach this
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you. And unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of weighing up which...
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to. Saying that one is preferable over...
You're saying it doesn't matter whether...
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring my...
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply a matter of choosing the lesser of two evils. Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. Belief in the pilgrimage will waver. Once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. And their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them. To prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else, we need to suspend the pilgrimage. So that is my current plan. Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the sacred flame to keep... I understand your anger, Mualani.
Wow. Hyman thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon took the time to explain everything so patiently.
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get carried away earlier, and I'm sorry.
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden Wars. That way, we would still be able to fuel the sacred flame.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and competitor numbers will... With fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease, and the
So, essentially, the Abyss has taken Kachina hostage.
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes? The Night Kingdom, staying there for a short period of time, shouldn't have an effect on the person. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one with... Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup, but I won't sugarcoat it.
Just like you said, Archon. You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the sacred...
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible you will not return. Knowing that, do you still choose...
Kachina's waiting for us to rescue her.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her now.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way I... The Masters of the Night Wind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from the ley lines. If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within the Night Kingdom. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land...
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there in person. However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you.
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is...
So, Hyman's the only one who's scared? Well, if he's going, Hyman's going
Lali of the Masters of the Night Wind once created an artifact that can be used to communicate with the Wyab. We call it the Spirit Speaker Stone. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs. But that spiritual quality also...
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but your fellowship... Besides, you're the ones helping. Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation to be so serious. I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and... Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, you know,
That's more like it. After all, perhaps even more than you can imagine. Ideally, this would be the perfect night for a drink.
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the... It embodies fond memories and my strength of will.
I didn't think this day would come so... If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me in person. But don't worry. This talisman...
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of contending fire. But that's not at all why you decided to suspend.
You're right. Even now, the production of contending fire is far from sufficient. The gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of pyro energy. As things stand, the pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save. The Abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan, and Kachina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom.
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If the public learned that Natlan's destruction was close at hand, but if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the better solution.
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one with the Let's go. There's still a way for the sacred...
You mean?
Yes. The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the Abyss, so until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice my power to keep...
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name-bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your judgment. Those chosen by the Wyab have already embarked on their destined path. All we can do is...
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice...
If not me, then who? No, I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with. The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And since the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking! Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
Are you alright, Archon?
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the first of the Fatui Harbingers.
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries ago?
Yeah. And how much does he know about Natlan?
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose that unites them is collecting the Gnosis. But I'm sure the captain has his own reasons.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and we're not prepared, we're done for.
No, we're running out of time. The wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time being. Besides, I'm sure you noticed, the power that came to his rescue just now came from the Masters of the Night Wind.
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. This could prove to be a very valuable turn of events. When we exchanged final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. I'll need to investigate further. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Night Wind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Seat Lali.
Of course, I'll head out right now. Do you still—
Yes, but... Natlan's strength has never rested solely in it. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must...
Is everything okay, Archon?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. Too late now. I just hope the others have a safe journey.
What's happening at the stadium? Did something explode?
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power. She must be fighting a formidable opponent.
Should we go back and check what's going on?
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on-one confrontation.
Once we find Kachina's ancient name, we'll have—
Okay, let's just keep climbing.
That's Waina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Emotional support is important.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Waina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me why you...
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her
Rescue her? From the Night Kingdom?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there. A mature warrior would never make such a foolish decision. The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wino. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day. If Kachina's still holding on, then so will I.
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Wina? Life isn't complete without taking risks.
It's nothing. The night, if you're that determined, far be it from me to stop you. Here's the stone. Keep it safe, okay? It's not like we have a spare.
Thank you.
Huh. Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather Clan, Chaska?
Oh, Chaska's a peacemaker, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts, so we slowly got to know each other that way.
Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe.
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Yes, I'll introduce you to her, but let's get back to business.
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts, and the ancient name you seek is like a tiny fish swimming downstream. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river, but the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fisherman experienced enough to steer it in the right direction.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the...
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek. If you're fishing for a name, you're gonna want him on the boat.
Vichama? Why does that—
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories of— Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Someone admiring the scenery from the cliff tops. Ah! That must be him! Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from the Night Kingdom? No, if you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of place. But that would mean...
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Everything's fine. I'll help you, but I do have a small request. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named Malco?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same to you.
That's not a problem.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's ancient name,
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the stone? I see. From what I can tell, once the connection is established, the Abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. So we have to be sure not to use it in a tribal setting.
Wow, you got all that just from looking?
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. I'll go find an open area and...
we'll go right away.
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name?
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally...
Oh, I see.
Right. I need two chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, we'll need a place. Normally, you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes, but I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere, so maybe you can.
Gotcha!
All right, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want, in case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke.
I appreciate it, even though that doesn't mean much. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so...
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Let's just focus on the preparations for... Hang on, Kachina.
Whoa, watch your footing. In the sky, too, while we're at it.
Hello. Do you have any hook ropes?
Hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole...
Oh, the whole thing? Let me see. That would be 30,000 mora in total.
Deal.
Wait.
What, you want me to drive down the price? We just...
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes... All right. That's ever...
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the traveling merchant.
Anything else I can get?
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've got a chunk for...
Perfect. Is that the only one, though?
That might be tough.
Thank you so much. We'll wait here.
Relax. Everything's going according to...
I know, it's just... I could tell Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of...
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you. How much do I owe you?
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3. Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichamaj. How's he doing? Malko's been gone for 5...
Do you know what happened between...
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Bichama and Malko grew up together, and even made a name for themselves. Malko was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting. 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage. But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Vichama suffered...
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue with the Pyro Archon, and it's just... Malko and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that... Vichama went into a deep depression after that. Oh, you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. I've tried convincing him to move. The Abyss has caused so much suffering. Anyway, that's the gist of it.
Take it easy. Don't get greedy. The goal of rock climbing isn't to climb faster. Take it easy.
one with nature.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go. As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the... Go ahead. After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't. If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to I've always blamed myself for what happened.
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes one with the Sea of Souls.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other. All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to...
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer. Whoa, monsters incoming! Watch out, everyone! Everyone hold hands!
Here comes the catch. Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Hey! The Temple of Wisdom!
As one with wind and cloud.
Game's up. Fun's over. Busted. How much longer, Vichama?
Not long! We're getting close! We're getting close!
Vichama!
Quick! Take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the Abyss is getting strong.
The Abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the Abyss is strong.
This power.
Hanging in there?
Malco. No! Why can't I find...
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the Abyss has him in a chokehold.
In that case, we have no choice. I'm sorry, Sea Lolly. Get back!
Chaska, wait!
Ouch! What happened just now? It looked like the spirit.
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but...
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed...
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone...
Okay. I'll be more careful next time.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew, and now... It's too late to save him.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give...
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama?
Huh? This is...
Hey, Malco. Got any strength?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words.
Too bad. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. Pisak. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will... Vichama. I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on moving.
Was that?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his... But... It also brings...
A deeper pain.
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory, for all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wyna wasn't really... When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name, but I also understood why you had to try. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, if I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what, even with an injured leg. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, there are critical junctures in life. That's something I had to learn in.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that.
That's good to hear.
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Just speaking from experience.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get and apologize for destroying the spirit speaker.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that? I don't know what you...
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wyna. I can...
Honestly, it's just... They're back.
Koichi?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why... My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska.
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long... It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska she was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to that strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually,
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine.
well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights.
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting one minute and your friend's the next. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflict. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi.
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous.
Oh, I get it. No.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off.
Well, technically I am going abroad.
Again with the excuse. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not but a trip to the Night Kingdom.
What do you mean, sneak into the place?
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have.
Oh, I knew it!
This is important. If you were in my shoes.
You don't know that!
All right, whatever.
You. What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on what you've done and
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then. You need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's all.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan, I need to display qualities that.
I've also told you that managing.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat.
Koichi!
So, you're really.
Then support me.
So, that's it.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but...
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. According to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact.
If only Tone-Deaf Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
The Spirit Speaker stone might be 2 stones.
Huh? I see. Sounds like it was an urgent... Still, Citlale's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay? I'll wait here for your safe...